Would I give up my Lactaid for better packaging? And would I pay a higher price for that? Because that's really the pitch of these ads that I got. Look, I'm lactose intolerant and I live off of Lactaid because I love cheese. Clearly, I got targeted by 3 companies because of my lactose intolerance. But would I actually give up Lactaid and the pretty decently affordable price of Lactaid for any of these? In this video, we're going to be breaking down the marketing of what they did to catch our attention, if they have a good enough sales pitch on their website, and is it truly worth it based on their marketing pitch. Hello, happy human. My name is Lauren, like Lauren with an R, and I am your social media grandma that has been doing social media marketing before some of you were even born to be on this app. And we go behind the why of the marketing wins and fails. And so you understand the human decisions that were made to make this happen and how you as a fellow marketer can make these decisions too. Before we dive in, be sure to like and subscribe for this video, and let's dive in. What's interesting to me is that all 3 of these companies decided to focus an ad around the package. Like it's apparently the biggest pain point that exists. But only one of these companies have managed to engage me to watch the ad all the way through, and instead of just swiping past because my brain registered that it was an ad. Lactojoy was a pure ad, shot by shot, filmed in user-generated style, but at the end of the day, it still felt like an ad, to the point that it wasn't even an actual video on their social media feed that I can go back to and remember. Dairy Pill could have worked, but their initial 10 seconds was like a old trending video that doesn't really relate anymore. So it sticks out very much like a sore thumb. Like it literally translates in my brain that did I already watch this content and I'm bored, and then I look down and there's sponsor ad and I swipe past. And that was before I even got to the good stuff of the actual user generated content reviews from their people, which is accumulation of all of their other videos on their actual social media. And those videos are gold. And I'm like, why are you just not running those separately to a specific audience and then seeing which ad works better and then doubling down to do that rather than just completely landing on this single ad? Like the only one was Milky, whose ad blended so well into my feed that I didn't even notice it was an ad until I looked in the bottom right corner. Yes, it's a product comparison, which is like the typical ad to the dawn time, but it was shot in a user-generated style format using a current trending audio. And you know why that works? It was because it was originally posted as a social media post, and then they use the content in an ad. Honestly, the smartest way to see if your ads are performing, so you only have to deal with the variable of, am I doing correct audience targeting? Now that they've caught my attention, let's talk about what happens when I actually go onto their website to learn more and see how it works. Being that it is technically a medicated product, I assume I wanted to read more about it. Dairy Pill, great name, but when I just searched dairy pills, it actually was not even in existence in my Google search. So whoever is running their SEO really needs to get to it, because it's a great normal name and it's equivalent to the actual category versus a product brand name, similar to Band-Aids as an example. But once I'm there, they have the best sales landing page, value added, quick and easy sales points, and buy. So it's like value and purchase with the actual purchase case right there on the main homepage, which makes sense because you're literally only selling one single product. You're not selling different flavors or anything like that. So there's no reason for you to go to a separate product page in this case. Lactojoy, while they did actually have the same concept of the product right on the page, there was no value before the point. It was value after the point. And so at that point, it actually dissuades the user from wanting to read it, because what happens is they get stuck on the sticker shock of the price. Notice how I said at the beginning of the video is, am I willing to give up the price of Lactaid over the price of these? They caught my attention in packaging, but can they convert me and sell me on the price of their products? And by Lactojoy not even doing a sales pitch before showing me the price of everything, I'm basing it literally against what I know, which is Lactaid, and that's a no-go. Milky is really the most aesthetically pleasing for me. It reminds me very much like Blue Land. They had great, easy education and does include a chart, which they don't go to the direct shop. You have to click to go purchase versus having it straight on the website. That one little easy fix, doing it before the chart, will probably serve them very well. Overall, from a sales converting perspective, Dairy Pill wins. And Milky, who won the ad attention scale, needs to just do a couple of of tweaks on their website, and that should fix their conversion. Now, as we've talked about this product, one does have to question if more dosage is okay, because your girl doubles up on her Lactaid with 2 pills when it comes to ice cream and pizza. So I get it. And then when I read on Reddit, there are some people that do like 4 to 8 at a time, which is absolutely mind-blowing, insane. But I think they might be doing the chewables, which is a lower dosage. According to different medical websites, there's not an overdosage that you could do on different of lactose pills, which is totally understandable. So them doing high dosage is safe, but for me, who only needs 2 of them at 9,000, that's like basically saying, okay, instead of eating 2, I get 1 of the biggest dosage one, which happens to be dairy pill, but dairy pill only gives me 30 for $30, whereas where I can get like over double or triple that for like $20 on Lactaid. And then I also have the drugstore version that works just as good. So it really doesn't math correctly for me personally. Which leads to the question of, would I give up this Lactaid that comes with cheaper pricing for purely packaging convenience? And the answer is no, because at the end of the day, I'm not competing Lactaid. I'm actually competing a drugstore version of that is way cheaper for $1 per unit. And for me, I don't need 18,000 each buy. I usually use 1 pill and that's enough for me. 2 on the more extreme cases. So for me personally, that's not a thing. But the brands do still have a market. Their specific market are people that I talked about earlier that do 4 to 8 at a time. They definitely realize that the normal Lactaid does not serve enough of a punch for them to help them through their dairy indulgences. And so this is a great product for them, where it's the, hey, I actually solve a pain point, and on top of that, you get great packaging, which is technically their early adopter. However, somewhere down the line with whatever ad agency they're talking to, which is a fair assessment, is that you have to go for the lowest common denominator, and it is a bigger, wider pull to talk to people based on packaging over purely on here's an alternative, a higher dosage pill instead. Honestly may affect their return on ad spend at the end, because what's happening is that people are first being introduced at the packaging level of the sales. They may just go directly look at the price, and there's not enough other value added to it where it's not even a big enough pain point, similar to myself, where I would end up paying for double when I could just stick 6 into my purse and call it a day. Where they could go is having the argument of, i.e., how much you probably wasted because you're having to take multiple pills for 1 pill worth of action to make sense for them in the long term, or how much packaging is being wasted using Lactaid, which is something that I do personally consider to do it. And ultimately, it's about scale, right? A lot of these are startups. They are just starting out. So their product to price is a lot higher to start. So it may take some time for them to get low enough to be competitive at the price level for Lactaid. Do you think you would be willing to try this and maybe convert to any of these 3 companies over Lactaid? Comment down below.